Hello, everyone. Welcome back to AC Today Reports. As you can see, this is a special episode of AC Today Reports. As a matter of fact, all month long, for the month of June, we're going to be focusing on one of the highlights of our conference year, and that is camp meeting, virtual camp meeting happening again this year. We're really excited about the lineup, the speakers, the presentations, all of the services that we will be offering this year. And so we're going to dedicate the next 4 weeks of ACJ Reports to tell you all about it. We're going to talk to some of our directors. We're going to talk to some of our presenters. We're just going to give you a good idea of what you can expect from our 8-day camp meeting experience. Now, in case you haven't noticed, obviously, our theme is undefeated. We'll talk a little bit more about that in this episode, but we're really excited to share what's coming up for our camp meeting this year. Of course, one of the most frequently asked questions that I get, when is camp meeting? Okay, so it's on this flyer, but my head's kind of covering it. So the dates are June the 25th. That's a Friday. So it starts Friday evening. We have a special welcome program, and then we're going to go right into our education spotlight program that evening. So it starts Friday, June the 25th, and we'll go all week long until the following Sunday, which is the following Saturday. We're ending on Saturday, July the 3rd. But all within that time frame, there's a lot of content just for you, and we hope that you will tune in daily to watch everything that we have going on. And of course, as always, we stream to our platforms, Facebook and YouTube. So if you're watching this is the same platform where you can enjoy the camp meeting experience. Of course, we'll have the links on our website for those who just want to click right on the website and go straight to our camp meeting services. So we have so much coming up. I have more to share with you about the lineup of speakers, and we're also going to talk to our youth director about what's coming up for youth and children's ministry. So stay tuned for all of that coming up after this break.
The Bible tells us in 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14, "If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land." If there were ever a time that we needed to come together in prayer, it is now. Therefore, our president, Elder Henry Fordham, is calling on you to join us as we band together in prayer. Pray corporately with us every day at 12 p.m., and in addition, 3 times a day. We believe that God will honor the faithfulness of His people as we band together in prayer. Please pray with us and watch God move.
All right, everyone, welcome back. As I said earlier, we're talking all things camp meeting, and we're really excited about it. Of course, aside from when is camp meeting, the second frequently asked question that we get is who's speaking, right? And so we're excited to be able to share with you the morning lineup, the noon lineup, and the evening lineup. And that's right, I said noon. We're bringing back that noon service to our virtual experience. And then at the end, I'll share with you who our Sabbath speakers are. All right, let's look at our morning speakers. Let's go ahead and look at this lineup here. As you can see, our morning speakers, there should be familiar faces to you. All of them are current pastors within the Allegheny East Conference. Of course, we have one of our former pastors, Andrew Harewood, who is now recently promoted to the Deputy Chief of Chaplains for the U.S. Army Reserve. He is scheduled to speak on that first morning for camp meeting, and the dates are there, so you can make sure you know who's speaking on what date. And we have all of this information, as I said, on our camp meeting page of our website, so you'll be able to get all those specifics. But We have Andrew Harewood, Pastor Errol Stoddard, Novella Smith, Jamon Jimerson, Anthony Medley, Mark McCleary, Corey Johnson, and our VP for Administration, Pete Palmer. So that's our lineup for our morning time. Now, for those who are not familiar, the morning service does start every morning at 7 a.m. So this is our early morning service. So many of you who are avid camp meeting goers, this is that early morning service that you make your way to in that morning. And so we have that happening virtually as well. I also mentioned the fact that we will be having noon speakers. We're really excited about this. And this year, we decided to feature our interns. So all of the speakers for our noon service during camp meeting, which of course happens at noon, will include our interns, Pastor Moses Nunjaguna, who's also one of our ordinands. We'll talk about that a little later. Pastor Felix Amparo, Pastor Sean Fordham, Pastor Justin Pierre, and Pastor Ishmael Wade. So you don't want to miss that noon service. Our interns are bringing the fire, giving some of that undefeated heat, as we like to say. And so we're really excited about being able to partake in a noon service. And this is something that we didn't have last year, but you all seem to enjoy the rich messages that you were receiving. And so we wanted to keep that going. And so we said, hey, let's add that noon service so that we can offer our constituents more. And lastly, our evening lineup, our evening speakers, and this happens, as you all may know, at 7 p.m. each evening. And that lineup here. So Friday night, which is the beginning of camp meeting on June the 25th, we have Dr. Carlton Bird, recently named the president of Southwest Region Conference. He will be speaking for our special education service, which begins Friday night. And then Sunday night, we will go on to Mark Finley, televangelist. Many of you are very familiar with him. Will be speaking Sunday night. And we have Orland Johnson, also AEC, will be speaking Monday night, and so forth and so on. So you see Dr. John Trusty, of course, you remember him, one of our former AEC pastors. We have the president of Northeastern Conference, Dr. Daniel Honore, who will be speaking. And then we have Furman Fordham, another speaker coming to us. And for our special ordination service that happens that last Friday night of camp meeting, we have Royal Harrison. So we have some great speakers lined up, all selected by our president, and we are anxious to hear the words that they will be sharing with us, all talking about being undefeated. And so we look forward to all of those messages. And as I keep saying over and over, this information will be on the website, and we will share it on social media so that you can follow the schedule and make sure you don't miss any of these awesome messages that we do have coming up. So we're going to take another quick little break, just a short one. And when we come back, I'll share with you who our Sabbath speakers are. And those are June 26th and July 3rd. All right, we'll be right back shortly.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
We discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
All right, everyone, welcome back to AEC Today Reports. We are giving you a preview of what you can expect from our 2021 AEC camp meeting, Undefeated. That's right, taking place June the 25th, which is a Friday evening, through July 3rd, which is a Saturday or Sabbath. And we're really excited because we've been sharing some of the speakers. And now we're going to share who our Sabbath speakers will be. And if you've been following the newsletter or you've visited our website or Facebook, you've probably already seen this. But for those who haven't, our Sabbath speakers, Dr. G. Alex Bryant, as you all know, he is our NAD president, who will be speaking on the first Sabbath. That's June the 26th. And then we have Dr. Ian Sweeney, who's the president of the British Union Conference. He'll be speaking on July 3rd. Once again, all of our speakers will come with some message that deals with our theme of being undefeated. We can't be reminded of that enough. And so we want to make sure that you're tuning in. Those services on Sabbath start at 11 o'clock. Of course, we'll still have our early morning service. We'll have some other seminars following the service that, of course, we will share with you through this Camp Meeting Preview series. But we wanted to make sure you knew the lineup for our speakers so you can continue to stay informed and share that with others who may be interested in knowing who we have coming to our AEC camp meeting. After we come back from a break, we're going to speak to our own youth director, Pastor Patrick Graham, and we're going to learn what's coming up for our young people. Who are the speakers for our youth messages, and what can the children expect from this virtual camp meeting experience? All of that information is coming for you right after this short break.
Hello, I'm Faye Gregory from the Spirit of Fitness with Faye. I have a few tips to share with you to avoid a rerun of 2020 and 2021. Tip number 1, it is important for you to make your health a priority. Make your health and time for yourself like an important meeting that you wouldn't want to miss. You matter, you are important. Tip number 2, we can begin by setting measurable and sustainable goals. Keep them realistic. You know your limitations. Don't have your goals way up here, too far for you to attain. You know your limitations. Take baby steps, one day at a time, and then increase your workouts, your time over the next week or month. And tip number 3, along with your healthcare coverage and prayer, self-care is an important component. What do I mean? I don't mean just getting your hair done. What I mean by self-care is making time to exercise daily. The weather's getting better now. Get outside and move. Doing something is better than doing nothing. During the pandemic, it is very important to move. Do something you enjoy. Your fitness success is contingent upon consistency. It's better to do a little something than nothing at all. God has given us a free and comprehensive health plan. Our bodies are a gift from God. He's going to hold us accountable and ask, what have we done with my gift? When we take care of ourselves, we stay winning. Always remember that you are beautifully and wonderfully made in His image. Move with intentionality so you can equip, energize, and enhance yourself.
All right, everyone, welcome back to our Camp Meeting 2021 preview. We are so excited about what's coming up later this month, and we're doing our part to get you just as excited as we are. And right now, as promised, I'm going to invite a special guest on. Hopefully recognize this face. This is our very own youth director, Pastor Patrick Graham. Thanks for joining us.
You got it. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So, we're talking about all things camp meeting, making sure the folk know what they can look forward to. Of course, we haven't had a chance to speak to Elder Fordham about the theme, which is undefeated right there above us.
That's right.
But I know that, it was very important for him to talk to you about the theme because, of course, we have our youth services and we have adult services, and he wanted everything to kind of be cohesive. And so share with us a little bit what that dialogue was like with Elder Fordham when thinking about this theme, undefeated.
Well, when I got the call, I thought that I was going to get a pink slip. So I didn't know he was calling. But, and you know what it is. We answer it. Hey, Doc, what's going on? His thing is, he's seen what seniors or his senior folks has been through the pandemic, and we started to talk about what youth and children might have been going through, schools, etc. And he said, when he thought about something, he wanted both of us to come up with a theme, something from the youth department, children's department, and his department. When I say his, I'm talking about as far as the pavilion was concerned. And he came straight out with it. He said, undefeated.
Mm,
But you know how
yeah.
youth people are like, okay, I want to throw something else in there or whatever. And no matter how much I try to fight to throw that in there or throw something in there, it kind of stuck with undefeated. And that was his thing. He just wanted that one word power, impact. What I liked about that is that he saw Satan, or I'm going to say he saw the enemy as campaigning every single time or putting on a contest. And what he was saying to me was that that God keeps winning all the contests. Why don't this guy just quit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we all say that.
You know how President Fordham is. He's just
Yeah.
like, man, if I can get at him myself, I would. And so when you look at what he wanted the people, he wanted his constituents to know that we are still undefeated, though we lost some, though, along the way, undefeated. You know what I wanted to put in those little things, undefeated since then, and
Right.
I want to put a little script at the end. But I think God's spirit prevailed in this. He just wanted it powerful and impacted. And the text, if I could,
Oh yes, please tell us
text that he came with that he really wanted in this was coming out of Corinthians. He wanted 1 Corinthians 4, and that was in it. Verse 8, he says, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We're perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, cast down, but not destroyed. And right then and there, he was like undefeated. So I acted like I had something to do with it, but
you really just nodded and said, yes, Mr. President, we understand.
But here's the funny part. He was calling me week after week. You know what I mean? He kept calling me week after week. Pat, what you got? What you got? I'm sitting there saying, well, I got this. Like, okay. It still stayed
undefeated.
Undefeated. The president got it. Undefeated. So it's good. I like it.
I definitely think it's appropriate for this time in which we're living, where so many do feel defeated by the pandemic, defeated by your circumstances. And so this camp meeting is definitely going to serve to remind us that we have the victory in Christ. So that's great. And I'm glad youth department is on board with that. So we're going to see this theme throughout all of camp meeting. So, last year, we had to make those adjustments to a virtual camp meeting experience. And I mean, that comes with its challenges, but particularly for the youth. I mean, you're used to interacting with each other under the tents and having all kinds of fellowship with one another. And we're trying to still capture some of that, provide some services for our young people. So share with us what the plans are for our young people for this year's camp meeting.
Well, we learned during the pandemic, let's try to keep things concise. Let's try to keep it sharp, but powerful impact. We went with week of prayer type styles. Instead of coming out with all of these speakers, we just came with that. I think last year we had Jason North and Paul Graham. That guy, he kind of looked funny. And this year we're going with Claudia, and we're going with Abraham. Claudia Allen is a great speaker, great writer. She's with the Message magazine. I'm just impressed with her style of speaking and getting her message across. When I asked her to do this to Undefeated, she was absolutely like this. So go ahead, Pat. I'll go ahead and do that. And so basically, she's our Sabbath bookends.
Okay.
And in between. So she's a great speaker, and I think that people will tune in to wanting to hear her side through the spirit of what Undefeated is all about.
Okay.
One of the youth directors, up and coming youth directors, he'll be with us, Abraham Henry. He came out of Brooklyn, New York, so I'm bragging about that. But he was in Central States and then moved over to Lake Region as as the youth director and a guy. He great in training young people, training youth. I get all my ideas from him in Beta.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, great guy. I think with both of them coming together, he's going to get our mornings, and she's going to do and I don't mind saying it, I call it that, our prime times as we go through. And I think it's going to be great. They're both coming with powerful, undefeated messages for us, short messages, but together with it. And what we're going to do with that is that we're launching our young adult ministry.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're using camp meeting to be able to launch our young adult ministries in our 6 areas and pushing our federations from out of camp meeting. So we're doing that
It's
also.
awesome. Young adults. I remember when I took that category, but no, that's still definitely. I'm just adult now. Like
Can you?
but it's
I'm gonna go ahead and dive this. See if I can get back in the group. See what happens with that.
But
Yeah.
no, that's good. Okay, so we have 2 dynamic speakers that you just shared. That's going to be, and we know how people do. It's not just for the youth. It's for everybody to tune in. And the way the service is lined up, you can just hear all the sermons all day, whatever you want. So that's a great lineup. Now I know we have something special for the children as well, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're going to spend some time with that also. We had Church of the Oranges last year. They
Orange seeds.
Yeah, orange seeds, right? We took theirs and did it, and people were very responsive over that. I have a friend of mine. We grew up together in New York, and he moved to Birmingham, Alabama, and his ministry is children's ministries, doing shows.
It's kind of like animated.
Yes, animated shows, and we've asked him to put some things together for us for Undefeated, for five of them during the week, and he's agreed to do it for us. His name is Wendell Timothy. He has a production company out there, and so we're going to use him for children's ministry, but we're still going to use that children's ministry time to get out to our constituents, not just what we're doing, but how we're expecting their churches, especially coming to the reopening, how to help them along, tips and so forth. So in our 6 areas. So even though we're here in camp meeting, we would do what we normally do at camp meeting anyway, and that's to continue to train the areas. So we're going forward with that.
That's awesome. And of course, we'll be publishing the schedule on our camp meeting page so that everyone can find out what times these are all happening throughout the week. But we're really excited. We're going to have something for the kids, something for the young adults and the youth. We're hoping that maybe this is our last virtual camp meeting. I mean, of course, we'll continue to stream our services and all of that. But we anticipate this is going to be great, and we're looking forward to our camp coming back next year too. I know we're talking about camp meeting, but I'm just
you talking about Camp Danny Davis.
I'm talking about Camp Danny Davis.
I know. We're planning on doing something virtual, something short in the week, just to connect everyone together. Parents want it. They want to be on the grounds, but we're being a little bit cautious right now to make sure that everything is up to par. And I agree also with them. So as we move forward, we're still going to find something for them to do during the summertime, something virtual. We don't know yet, but we have our plans in mind for it. Definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming to share with us what our people can look forward to coming from our youth department during our virtual camp meeting experience. We're excited, and we look forward to all of it. Thank you so much.
No problem. I'll see you out there on our virtual hot days and bugs and all.
Exactly.
Awesome. Great. It's going to be great, and it's going to be evangelistic. So let's go ahead and do this.
All right. Thanks again so much. All right, everyone. We'll be right back after another quick break.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
All right, everyone, that wraps up our first camp meeting promo show for AC Today Reports. We hope you learn a little bit more about camp meeting. The dates, June the 25th through July the 3rd. That's a Friday through the following Saturday. We talked about some of the speakers and what you can expect from our youth ministries this camp meeting time. We also want to let you know that we will be populating all the information that I shared with you on our website. Visit aec.org/camp meeting. These are things that we're just going to continue to add information. So that's a site you want to go back to frequently to see what's happening with camp meeting. We'll post the schedule. We'll post all the special programs so that you know what's going on with your camp meeting. All right, everyone. We hope you're as excited as we are Are you ready to be undefeated with us during our camp meeting experience? We sure hope so. But anyway, we thank you for tuning in this week. Stay tuned for next week for more interviews and highlights for our upcoming camp meeting, Undefeated 2021, June the 25th through July 3rd. All right, continue to watch, because the more you watch, the more you know. Thanks, everyone.